down and then maybe try something. But yeah, quite a lot of Vikings right now. 5 Vikings. These are lethal for these colossi. Very, very lethal. And these, I don't know what these guys are doing way over here. They're gonna be splatted really fast unless they move back. And yeah, I guess he should move them back with the rest of his army. And there we go. And indeed. And this is all gonna come down to the Viking usage and if he can snipe down those colossus. And there we see the Stalkers trying to take down the Vikings, and nice force field usage over here. The Stalkers are focusing only the Vikings. This is very good, so the Colossus managed to stay alive. But the Vikings are doing quite a lot of damage, and 2 Colossus already going down, and 1 is left, doing quite a lot of damage over here. But I think Huck's gonna be okay here. I think this push is gonna work, because there's a bunch of Stalkers left, and this Colossus is just... ooh, and lots of SCVs are going down right now, and yeah. Very nice micro from Huck. He's moving the Colossus back very well, protecting them very well. They are the centerpiece of his army, so look how he's drawing the fire to the Colossus and doing extra damage with the Stalkers and so forth. But even though maybe the push didn't succeed, well, actually this Colossus is going to get away and shields are going to recharge. Even though Huck didn't actually destroy this natural expansion or something, even though he didn't make a massive push, he killed a lot of SCVs and he wiped the Terran's army. And once you have a bunch of warp gates like this, I mean, he has 4 warp gates, and I guess he's going to make more soon, I'm not sure, but once you have this many warp gates, it's very easy for you to replenish your army quite fast. So, good thing what he did over there. And the damage Colossus is coming back, having another go, trying to finish the job. Let's see what Huck's gonna be able to do. Those Vikings, though, this is not looking so good for Huck this time. Indeed, those Vikings do quite a lot of burst damage, and I think he should move away from making so many Colossus and just go get a Templar Archives, which I think I saw. No, I think he should just either switch to Immortals and he should get some High Templar. I think High Templar are the optimal solution for what's happening over here. Not to mention that the Vikings are not going to be able to do anything against Colossus. Against them, since Colossus aren't there anymore. And Small Drop trying to do something here, but nothing happening really. But I think that if Psystorms would just come into the game right now, Drewbie would be pretty much I don't know, overwhelmed, because there isn't much he can do about it, and the MMM is very soft to that, and a bunch of Immortals tanking the damage in the front would be enough, and the rest just Zealot, Sentry, Gateway units, and that's it. And let's see, I think Drewbie is going to commit to a push this time, and a bunch of units coming here. 2 barracks with a reactor. This is mass production for, and 2 starports with the reactor. This is mass production of units. Basically, Drewbie chooses not to tech. He just chooses to... I mean, he's playing against 4 Wargate and Robo facilities, so he's trying to keep up, and he's trying to actually get more than the Protoss player is getting, which is a very intelligent thing. So yeah, I gotta say that what Drewbie is doing is a good response, although I would like to see Huck use Sidestorm, but let's see what happens in this push. I guess it's gonna be the same thing. It basically, if the unit composition doesn't change, it all comes down to microing. It all comes down to managing your units during the fight. And that's all it's about. And Drewbie's gonna go for the gold, and I would like to see Huck expand as well. Huck should probably go take his gold soon as well. I think he's gonna get these rocks down now. No? Maybe? No. He's gonna first take a look at the watchtower, see if anything's up. And he sees those Vikings, and does he have blink? No, he does not. 1 Viking going down, and 5 are left. Drewbie's gonna try flanking the Colossus with his Vikings, and there we go. Massive battle going on over here, and he has to take care of those Vikings with his Stalkers. He shouldn't really go for that expansion. This is not what Huck wants to do. This army is really big, and he doesn't want to do this. His Colossus is getting focused down by the Vikings, and I'm afraid Huck is going to lose this push quite badly. And I really want to see, I mean, more Colossus coming out. I really think he should stop doing this. I really think he should stop doing this, and he should just get a bunch of High Templar and Zealots and Sentries, and this is pretty much everything he needs to do. And since he has 2 Robo Bays, he should just stop getting Colossus and make some Immortals, and that would probably fix the issue. I I don't really understand why Huck is being so stubborn when he sees Drewbie's response and Drewbie's build. I guess either one of them is waiting for the other to try and tech switch, but it's quite risky, I guess. Um, because maybe they just want to really counter a tech switch from the other player, although the one who switches tech first has an advantage because yeah, you do have a different set of units and you can counter better depending on what you just got. But a scan going down over here, and 4 Colossus. These Colossus can actually take care of this army quite fast if they will be alive for a little while. So Huck just needs to take care of these Vikings, quite a lot of Vikings, so the Terran has their supremacy, no discussion about that. And oh, this is not really, this is kind of bad. These probes are all gonna die, I think, and it's such a bad moment to move those probes in. It's like, yeah, that was really bad luck over there. And those Vikings are really harassing these Colossus, and one going down, and yeah, Huck, why don't you get Psystorm? It's all we want to see from you this game. Psystorm, 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 and yeah, I don't know. I mean, Stalkers, okay, I don't think Stalkers are the best choice, maybe a few of them, but I would opt for more Zealots against this kind of army, so many Marauders. And just get charge. He doesn't have charge. I have to say Huck is not really playing so well this game. I don't really agree with his decisions. He should just get charge, lots plus Psystorm, and this would be solved, I think. But yeah, let's see what happens right now. Those Colossus are going to do a lot of damage to the army. Indeed, the Vikings were out of place and a bunch of units getting taken out over there. And the Stalkers are trying to protect the Colossus from the Vikings as usual, and that's a good thing. That's what he needs to do, but I think he's just gonna skip this. I'm not so sure what he's doing right now. This is a fortress. I think he's just gonna skip. I just think he's gonna go ahead. Yeah, there we go. And the Stalkers need to help out the Colossus. They need to focus down the Vikings, and they are. And Drewbie's army getting pretty pulverized over there, although that planetary fortress is also attacking. And right now it's basically a bunch of Vikings versus a bunch of Stalkers, and attacking Vikings are not really so great on the ground. Yeah, and I think Huck is gonna actually, surprisingly, he's gonna make a decisive blow over here. And he might just take the game, and this is really, really amazing. Maybe, I don't know, a few Thors or some tanks, at least some tanks. He should have gotten some tanks. This was Drewbie's mistake. I'm really surprised, I have to say. I'm really surprised that Huck is taking this game right now. And there goes the GG. So, basically, he had a bunch of warp gates. He made 2 more over there, so he had 6 warp gates in total and 2 robotics facility. And what Huck did was he didn't really macro up this game, not at all. He just stayed on 2 bases, and the natural expansion was quite late. So Huck is pretty much committed to these all-in pushes, from what I can see. I mean, I've seen him play games where he plays off 1 base all the time, and he does really good with 1 base. But I don't know. My style at least would be different, and I don't really. He did win the game. I guess he opted for, I don't know, a choke, a breaking point army, which he did get. But it's much smarter to actually also use a little bit, since you are going for gateway units, to just get a Templar Archives down, and also you'll get the charge that you really need for your Zealots against those Stimpack armies, and you would get a bunch of Psystorms, and you can make it even better for the Colossus. You can storm in the back as units are retreating and so forth, and it does a lot of damage, and nice feedback on the Vendivacs and stuff like that. And then when the energy is out, you can also make them into Archons, of course, and those would have been quite good against those Vikings. But Drewbie opting to get only MMM, and it didn't really succeed for him because Huck saw that he was committing to this, and Drewbie thought that getting this many Vikings would solve the Colossus problem. But the thing is, Colossus, when they are in big numbers like that, when you have over 3 Colossus, the burst damage that they do, just 2-3 attacks from them will level your army. So the Stalkers did the rest, and even though the Vikings did take out the Colossus, it wasn't enough. What he needed was tanks to focus, so he could also do very good damage against the Stalkers, because we know Stalkers are armored units, so tanks do a load of damage to Stalkers. But I don't know. Interesting game because Huck was so confident in what he was doing. Actually, I thought he would lose the game, and as you could see, most of the pushes either were equal for both sides, or Drewbie came ahead, and Drewbie actually even managed to expand and get a gold. And this over here, what Huck tried to do, was denied by Drewbie. But then we just saw the power of warp gates. So another 2 warp gates, like six warp gates plus the robotics facility, and yeah, it cost Drewbie the game. Um, Interesting game, and surprising outcome. Surprising outcome in this game. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna be casting, I think, a few more games. I've heard really good things about these games, and I'm excited to cast them. And I'll be uploading them after this video. So if you like what you see, do subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.